Hi all, I'm Colleen and welcome to my glamorous life. Today's Friday Mini is all about the baby Yoda. I am so stoked. I have ColourPop's new palette, The Child, and I'm going to show you a quick how to use all 9 eyeshadows in one look. This is super exciting. If you haven't already, subscribe. Please subscribe. I need a few more. And hit the bell to let them know when I posted. Let's get to it. I'm going to zoom in and show you how this is done. Okay, so I've already done my brows and primed my eyes with the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in Soft Ochre to kind of do away with some of the redness and such there. So we're going to start off with just boy, I can say this, just like a Tatooine. That's this one right here. And we're just going to take a slightly fluffy brush and we're going to kind of do that all over. Okay, the camera can focus now. It doesn't like me. It really doesn't. Come on. There we go. Kind of all over as a base coat, concentrating a little more color in the crease than on the lid. Okay. Other eye. I don't know, Tatooine was always one of my favorite ones because I never could understand, because I hated the heat in the summer, you know, really oppressive heat, how anybody could live with 2 suns. It's like, ugh, miserable. I could understand why Luke wanted to leave. Okay, now moving right along, we're going to get a nice pencil brush here, and we're going to go into the crease with the Droid Protocol. That's this one here. Okay. And we're just going to go right in that crease there, concentrating more on the outside than the middle, bringing that up. Remember, we always want to bring that crease around the corner up so that when I go back in and blend it, it goes up and out and not down and old. All right, here we go. Corner up. Looks horrible right now, doesn't it? Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to look. Now, this is my first ColourPop palette, but I was super excited when I saw The Child because I am the biggest Star Wars geek. Probably not the biggest in the whole world, but I am the biggest. And I'm just blending with the fluffy brush again that I put the Just Like a Tatooine on with, just to kind of blend that together. Always blend, blend, blend. And no, I remember going and seeing Star Wars back in 1977 as a little kid and just absolutely loving it. My uncle had one of the first laser disc players, and he had a disc of it was Star Wars, yeah. And I remember like halfway through you had to take the disc out. It was like the size of a big record, and flip it over so you could watch the second half of the movie. But it was a laser disc, and that was like the height of whatever. And this was like 1980, I think. You know, just as VHSs were starting to kind of come into play. Now I want to take a flat shadow brush like this, and I want to pack in this Sipping Soup. It's this little shimmery one right here. I want to pack that onto my lid, kind of toward the corner here, more than out, but I want to really pack that on and just blend it out. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that a pretty color? I mean, I'm not usually big on muted greens and such. I should be, being that I have kind of reddish hair, but I've always been more like a deep, vibrant color, you know, darker, earthier tones. And so I always tended toward forest greens and stuff, but this is kind of nice. I like this. It's kind of a, I guess I could call it like a Yoda green, Yoda shimmer. So what do you call The Child? You know, around our house, my husband has taken to calling him Kevin. Okay, I'm going to go in with Little Frogs, which is the slightly darker shimmer here toward the outside of my eye on my lid, just to kind of give it that smokier look. See that there? And then, yeah, we've taken to calling him Kevin. So it's like, the child. My husband's like, who? What child? I'm like, Kevin. And he's like, oh, baby Yoda. I'm looking forward to finding out more about Yoda's species because I have loved following him. He was always one of my favorite. He kind of creeped me out the first time. Okay, I'm going to go in with a little more of this crease color here. Just to define the outer corner again. And don't worry, I'm going to clean up the edges when I get done. All right, now let's go in with another kind of fluffy brush. And I swear it's clean, but it got stained by a red eyeshadow I used the other day. And I want to go in with the right hand Mando. I'm going to use as much of this palette as I possibly can. Right hand Mando here. I just want to do that as kind of a transition here. Right up here. Yeah, it's just been years of watching Star Wars, reading it, freaking out when Disney said they were changing the canon, and then going, okay, I can handle the new canon. I still miss the X-Wing series, which was really good, and Mara Jade, who was supposed to be Luke's wife, which they did away with the new canon. And I was like, oh man, come on. I liked her. Okay, so now we're gonna go into, I told you I'm going to use just about everything on here. I think there's only two I haven't used. I'm going to go in with Precious Cargo for my highlighter. Okay. Because he's very Precious Cargo. He's so cute. Just right up on the top of the brow bone right there. I love this. It's this beautiful shimmer. He's adorable. I just love how he ends up saving the day sometimes, and other times he's like, you know, spoiler alert, season 2, he hits it's in the trailer, so it's not really a big spoiler, but he hits the button on his little stroller in the middle of the fight scene. It's like he sees it coming and he's like, nope, I'm out of here. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, I'm going to take a little tiny brush here and I'm going to use the Force because I have to use the Force. I cannot not use the Force. And I'm going to put this one in the corner of my eyes because it's this kind of creamy, glittery, I love it. So we're going to put it right here. Oh yeah, that's the Force, baby. Can you see that? I hope so. Look at that. Ha ha ha. Wait till we get to the under eyes. I'm going to do the under eyes when I zoom back out after I get everything else on so you can see it. But yeah, so that's the basic look. I'm going to take and clean up the edges once again with my all-time favorite. This is the Makeup Forever Scentsy Eyes makeup remover. This is what I use when I want to clean up the edges of my eyes, or I've had an accident while I'm doing my makeup and like smeared everything. So I'm just going to clean up the edge of that there. And we're going to go in and clean up right here. I always seem to get extra shadow right there. Always, always, always. Okay, so whoop, there we go. What in the world happened there? There we go. All right, so let me zoom out and get the rest of my face on, and then we'll finish up the eyes and we'll finish talking about the child. Okay, so I finished putting the rest of my face on. Now I want to finish up the eyes for you real quick. I'm going to go back in with a little pencil brush and underneath, and I was off camera, I went ahead and kind of tight lined my lash line, hard to see, with the Float Your Crib right here, this nice green one. So I'm going to go ahead and take that underneath right here. Isn't that pretty? I love this palette now. This is unusual for me to be this in love with the palette straight out the gate. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to kind of brush off a little of that off of there, and I'm going to go back in with the only one I haven't used yet, Baby Face, right in the middle, and I will have officially used every color on this palette. Yeah, every color in the palette. I love it. 9 different eyeshadows, one mini look. Okay, and I'm going to go right in here just to smoke up the rest of that lower lash line. There we go. And right back in with just a little bit of that force. The force is with us, just to kind of tie it all together. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to throw on a coat of my favorite Laura Geller mascara, which I'll link below. And we're almost done with this mini for the day. How about that? As my son's banging around in the background, if you hear it, sorry. He does not know how to close a door without slamming it. See? All right, so as I was saying, I am a total Star Wars geek. Did I say that enough yet? Probably not. I am so looking forward to this season of The Mandalorian. This is such a great telling of stories from the rest of the universe. Because unless you follow the comic books or the novels that have come out over the years, you don't know that much about the backstory. And I had so much fun when I was watching the first trilogy. Okay, the movies may not have been the best in the world because some people like totally panned them, but I enjoyed it because of things like the Jedi Library, where I was able to explain to my husband what they were looking at. It's like, because it was in a book. And my husband's like, what? I'm like, no, you got to read this series. It's in the X-Wing series. I swear it's in there. So it was a lot of good. Anyhow, so here is my look for Baby Yoda. Have your frog, dude. Anyhow, we'll see you all soon. Ta-ta.